Welcome to Couples Parlor. We are here to bring you the struggles, love, romance, joy, pain, patience, ego, cheating, lies, secrets, and many other related stories of romantic relationships. Join us as we explore the many different kinds and facets of relationships, the joys and struggles that comes with them. I am Kelvin. On this video, I will be talking about Brandon and Roanna had been married for 5 years and were deeply in love. They enjoyed exploring new places and trying new things together, so they decided to bring in a third female partner for a threesome experience, and their relationship was put to the test after the experience. This is the story of how the attempt to spice up their relationship ended in heartache and regret. Brandon and Roanna had been married for 5 years and were very much in love. They had always enjoyed going on adventures together, exploring new places and trying new things. One day, after a few drinks and some intense conversations, they decided to take things a step further by bringing in a third female partner named Julia for a threesome experience. At first, it was exciting and the experience was thrilling. But as time went on, things started to change. Roanna began to feel neglected and overlooked, and Brandon started to feel like he was in competition with Julia. Eventually, the stress of the situation became too much and the couple began to argue and drift apart. Things only got worse when Roanna found out that Brandon had been sending flirtatious messages to Julia. Roanna was devastated and felt betrayed. Brandon was deeply remorseful and tried to make amends, but the damage had already been done. The couple tried to mend their relationship, but it was too late. The threesome experience had been the last straw and their marriage eventually ended in divorce. They both realized that their adventure had gone too far and that sometimes it's best to just stick to the basics. After their divorce, Brandon and Roanna went their separate ways. Roanna was now struggling after the threesome experience, and couldn't come to terms with her sexual identity and was unsure of what to do next. She found solace in her friends, who supported her through a difficult time. Meanwhile, Brandon had started a new relationship with Julia. He was determined to make things work and they both enjoyed their time together. At first, Roanna was jealous and angry with Brandon, but eventually she moved on and accepted the situation. Over time, Roanna began to be more open with her sexuality and started to explore her desires without feeling ashamed. She found new partners and experienced new things, and slowly began to feel more comfortable with herself. As for Brandon, he and Julia were still together and were happy, if not quite as passionate as before. Brandon and Roanna were both able to find peace and acceptance in their new lives. Even though their threesome experience had caused a lot of pain and heartache, it had also taught them a lesson about the importance of communication and trust. After Brandon and Julia had been together for a few years, they decided to take their relationship to the next level and have a baby. Roanna was furious when she heard the news and felt betrayed all over again. She was convinced that Brandon was only using Julia to have a child and that he was still in love with her. Roanna was so angry that she refused to speak to Brandon and Julia. She was hurt and confused and couldn't understand why Brandon had chosen to have a child with Julia. She felt like her life was falling apart again and she was struggling to cope. Eventually, Roanna decided to confront Brandon and Julia. She told them that she was still in love with Brandon and that she wanted him back. Brandon was taken aback and told Roanna that he had moved on and was happy with Julia. He said that he was sorry for hurting her but that he had to move on with his life. Roanna was devastated, but eventually she accepted the situation and moved on with her life. She found a new partner and was able to find happiness again. As for Brandon and Julia, they were happy with their child and with their life together. Although the threesome experience had caused a lot of pain and heartache, it had also taught them a lesson about the importance of communication and trust. In the end, everyone were able to find peace and acceptance in their new lives. The lesson to be learned from this story is that communication and trust are essential in any relationship. It is important to be honest and open with your partner and to be aware of the consequences of your actions. Threesomes can be exciting and thrilling, but they can also be damaging if not handled with care. It is important to be aware of the potential risks and to make sure that everyone involved is comfortable with the decision. Please feel free to leave a comment, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with more relationship stories like this one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.